SBA Publications.
Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you all are happy and healthy in your home, and I hope you all are doing very well in your studies as well. This is our mentor Soni Sati, and today with me we are going to start our chapter number 10, and the name of our chapter is Introduction to Java Programming. In previous classes we have learned about so many programming language. Now Java is one of them. Now we are going to discuss about Java. So without any delay, let's start our chapter. In this chapter, we will learn features of Java, BlueJ environment, how to start BlueJ, Java variables or identifiers, keywords, operators, and writing a Java program. So as usual, starting with the introduction part, Java is one of the object-oriented programming language developed by a team of 5 persons. So basically, it has been developed by only James Gosling, but friends of James Gosling, but friends of James Gosling has also contributed while creating and developing this language at Sun Microsoft USA in the year of 1991. So this was a little history of Java. It took 18 months to development. The first version called OAK, it was finally named Java in 1995. Java is the first and foremost object-oriented programming, that is OOP language. Java is actually based on C++, but has been simplified to eliminate language features that cause common programming errors. Java is a portable and platform independent language that can be used to produce code that would run on different processor under different operating systems. So basically, जब programming language आई, then different operating system पे different language का use होने लगा. So इसी प्रॉब्लम को सिंप्लीफाई करने के लिए जावा लैंग्वेज बनाई जो कि टोटली बेस्ड ऑन C++ है एंड ये इसी से सिंप्लीफाइड होकर बना है. इसमें कोड होते हैं और ये इसको नीड नहीं होती है कि डिफरेंट प्रोसेसर हो या फिर स्पेसिफिक ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम हो. सो अगेन हियर वी हैव जावा. Java is the first programming language which is not attached with any particular hardware or operating system. Java first ऐसी language है जो कि किसी भी particular hardware या फिर operating system पे connected हो. Java is modeled after C++. So Java C++ के बाद बनी है and most of its syntax are inherited from these two languages, that are C and C++. Now, but it is better than them. लेकिन Java C and C++ से better है. Java being portable and platform independent can easily run on any type of machine. Now we have features of Java. So the feature which makes Java a popular language are that it is purely object oriented programming language. ये object oriented programming language है. That is why we are saying कि ये पूरी object dependent होती है. Now it is dynamic in nature. It allows programmer to use objects located on local and remote machine. Now it is portable, easy to carry and platform independent. That is why we can say its program can run on any platform that has Java runtime environment. Now Java is a case sensitive language. Case sensitive, here this case refers to the letter case. Okay. Now it can be interpreted and compiled. इस लैंग्वेज को हम इंटरप्रेट और कंपाइल दोनों कर सकते हैं. Now it allows multi-threading, that is multiple tasks can be handled together. नाउ वी हैव BlueJ environment. बेसिकली BlueJ environment एक ऐसा फील्ड है जहाँ पे हमारी जावा प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज को हम अप्लाई करते हैं, यूज करते हैं, सीखते हैं. So BlueJ environment is a Java development environment particularly designed to teach introductory level to the students. It includes the features like an editor, a debugger, and a viewer. So, an editor allows to write your program. Debugger helps you to find your mistakes or errors. And a viewer is a tool which lets you see parts of your program graphically. And BlueJ is also called IDE, that is Integrated Development Environment. Now we have how to start BlueJ. So, firstly click on Start button, then you have to go at the All Programs, then BlueJ, and then you have to just click BlueJ. Now, or double click on BlueJ icon present on the desktop to start BlueJ. या फिर आप BlueJ ऑप्शन को, BlueJ आइकन को डबल क्लिक कर सकते हैं डेस्कटॉप से भी. And you will see this is how your BlueJ first phase will look like. Now we have Java program. Java is an object-oriented programming language in which the data and methods are encapsulated together as a single unit called a class. So, Java basically class. क्लास क्या है? एक सिंगल यूनिट है, एक सिंपल एंड सिंगल यूनिट है जावा प्रोग्राम की. और ये जावा क्या है? एक ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज है. नाउ अब जावा के अंदर क्लासेस आए कैसे? बाय द कंपाइलेशन process. So we are going to learn about compilation as well. Now class represents the properties of a particular type of item and a single instance of a class is called an object. Okay, that is why we are saying that Java is a object oriented programming language. For example, if car is one of the category and duster an instance of this category, so car is a class and duster is one of the object. Now Java compilation. So, contrary to ordinary compilers, the Java compiler does not produce any native executable code. जैसे अदर लैंग्वेजेस में होता है, ऐसे यहाँ पे कोई एग्जीक्यूटेबल कोड नहीं बनते हैं फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर मशीन, एक पर्टिकुलर मशीन के लिए. इंस्टेड ऑफ दिस इट प्रोड्यूसेस अ स्पेशल फॉर्मेट कॉल्ड बाइट कोड. इसके अलावा या हम कहेंगे कि इंस्टेड ऑफ दिस ये क्या करता है? ये बाइट कोड नाम के बाइट कोड तरीके का एक स्पेशल फॉर्मेट क्रिएट करता है. The Java bytecode is a machine instruction for a Java processor chip and called Java Virtual Machine. Now this is JVM. In higher classes we will learn more about it. Now the bytecode is independent of the computer system. It has to run open. So जो बाइट कोड है वो भी किसी भी कंप्यूटर या ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम के डिपेंडेंट नहीं होता, ये हर सिस्टम पे एंड हर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम पे चलेगा. Now Java programs that have been compiled into bytecode still require an interpreter to execute them. अब Java प्रोग्राम में जो हमारे इंस्ट्रक्शन है, हमारे जो काम होंगे जिसको हमने बाइट कोड की फॉर्म में स्टोर किया है, अगेन उसको एग्जीक्यूट होने के लिए इंटरप्रेटर की नीड होगी. Now them on any given platform. Now the interpreter reads the bytecode and translate it to the native language. अब इंटरप्रेटर क्या करता है? आपके बाइट कोड्स को नेटिव लैंग्वेज में ट्रांसलेट करता है, कन्वर्ट करता है ऑफ द मोस्ट मशीन ऑन द फ्लाई. नाउ सिंस द बाइट कोड इज कंप्लीटली प्लेटफॉर्म इंडिपेंडेंट, ओनली द interpreter and a few native libraries need to be transferred to get Java to run on a new computer or operating system. Now we have Java Virtual Machine, that is JVM. Programs written in Java are compiled into bytecode. So जो भी हम प्रोग्राम्स जावा में लिखते हैं वो कंपाइल होते हैं बाइट कोड की फॉर्म में. सो वी कैन से दैट जो हमने प्रोग्राम्स लिखे दे आर कन्वर्टिंग इनटू बाइट कोड. ओके, which is interpreted by a special Java interpreter for a specific platform, जो कि इंटरप्रेट होगा एक स्पेशल इंटरप्रेटर की हेल्प से. ओके, दिस जावा इंटरप्रेटर इज नोन एज जावा वर्चुअल मशीन. दैट मीन्स through JVM we are converting this into our native language. Okay, and why we are doing this? for execution. Now, the machine language for the Java virtual machine is called Java bytecode. और जब ये bytecode machine के अंदर जाएगा and then ये translate होगा, so इस समय जो हमारा bytecode है that will be known as Java bytecode. Now we have Java tokens. So Java tokens are the basic elements or building blocks of the programming language. That means अगर आपको programming language सीखनी है, so आपको starting करना पड़ेगा उसकी basic element से, fundamental things से. So they are smallest individual elements in a program. It also includes variables and identifiers, keywords or reserved words, constant or literals, and operators. Let's learn one by one about them. Firstly, we have Java variables or identifiers. So, variables are the named memory locations where the data values for the program are stored. जहाँ पे हमारा data का program है, वो store होगा, वहाँ को हम कहते हैं memory location. और जो हमारी variables हैं, हम उन्हें यही कहते हैं. Okay. Now, while naming the variables, जब हम variables की name करते हैं, जैसे आप अपने desktop पे कोई file save करते हो, you are doing location, you are allocating. Okay. In a similar manner, you have to follow some rules. Okay. In this also, you have to follow these rules. Java is a case-sensitive language. That means you have to understand, you have to be aware that which case you are using, a small a or a capital A. These variables refer to the two different variables. Now you can use numbers or character to give the name of variable. आप variable को भी name दे सकते हैं with the help of any number or character. Blank space cannot be used in a variable name. Variable के name में आप blank space नहीं दे सकते. Okay, instead of that we use underscore or dot comma. Now it should not be a Java keyword. So इसमें आपका Java keyword नहीं आना चाहिए. Now data types. The data that is stored in memory can be of many types. For example, a person age is stored as a numeric value and an address is stored as alphanumeric character. So जो हमारा डेटा है वो सिस्टम में कैसे स्टोर होता है, बहुत सारे टाइप्स होते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर हमारे पास किसी बंदे की एज है, किसी इंसान की एज है, फोन नंबर है, दैट विल बी स्टोर्ड इन न्यूमेरिक वैल्यू. बट इफ देयर इज एनी एड्रेस, so address contain both the things alphabet and numeric, so it will be in the alphanumeric characters. Okay. Now data types are used to define the operations possible on them and their storage method. While declaring a variable, you have to specify the types of values that variable hold. Now Java defines 8 simple data types. So see here, we have first one, byte. In this, an integer type data from this to this number is stored. Now size of this is 1 byte only. Now short, in this an integer value from minus 32 768 to plus 32 767 is stored and having the size of 2 byte. Now int, here value from minus 2 billion to plus 2 billion is stored and the size of this is 4 bytes. Now long, values from minus 10e18 to plus 10e18 is stored. Here minus 10e refers to exponent. Okay, that means power. So minus 10 is to power 18 to plus 10 is to power 18 is stored, having the size of 8 bytes. Now in the same manner we have float, double, char and boolean. Okay, these all contains different sizes as well as the content. Okay, the range. Now we have the keywords. So keywords are also known as reserved word. That is why because they are constant. Okay, they will not change throughout our program. These have some special meaning or purpose in the language. These words are not identifiers and always used in lower case. when used in a program. For example, int, int, float, class, static, void, public, etc. In higher classes, we will learn that this all word means a different thing. Now, constant or literals. The value stored in constant does not change with the execution of program. There are three types of constants in Java. जो constant होते हैं वो आपके प्रोग्राम के एग्जीक्यूट होने के बाद या एग्जीक्यूशन के टाइम पे चेंज नहीं होते हैं और यहाँ पे हमारे पास three types of constant given है. Numeric constant, as the name is saying, in numeric constant the number values are stored which can be real or integer values. Now character constant. In this constant, alphanumeric value, that means having alphabet as well as the numerals, is stored. A single character constant is represented within the single quotes, for example ZA, etc. जब आपके पास single character होगा, then you will use only a single quote to represent them. Now string constant, sequence of characters called string constant. That means sequence. For example, word like CALL. Okay, so this is a string of characters. Okay, in double quotes. For example, 1947, India, and then 2015. So we are using here double quotes. So these were the rules as well. Now we have the operators in Java. So Java carries a broad. So Java carries a broad range of operators. हमारे पास Java में operators बहुत सारे होते हैं. An operator is a symbol that specifies an operation to be performed. अब operators होते क्या हैं? जैसे हमारे पास maths में mathematical operation होते हैं add, subtract, multiplication, division. That means वो एक specific operation perform करेंगे. In a similar manner, operator भी ऐसे symbols हैं जो कि एक special operation को perform करेंगे. A special symbol that performs a specific operation between two operands is known as operator. Now we have so many kind of operators. Here first we have arithmetic operators. So they perform arithmetic operations between two operands. The result of an arithmetic expression is a numeric value. So here we have operator. This plus sign means add two numbers, that is number 1 plus number 2. Minus says subtract the second number from the first number, that is number 1 minus number 2. This star says multiply two numbers, that is number 1 multiply number 2. This slash defines divide first number by second number, that is number 1 divided by number 2. And this percentage sign says divide first number by second number and returns remainder. Now the Java increment and decrement operators. So student, अब हमारे पास जो Java है उसमें दो और operators है that are increment and decrement. See, this is the symbol of the operator is used to increment. This is the symbol of increment and this is the symbol of decrement. So to understand this, we have to understand the pre and post concept, prefix and postfix. So when हमारे पास वेरिएबल है और वेरिएबल के साथ ये पहले लगा है इंक्रीमेंट का सिंबल, देन इट विल बी सेड टू प्रीफिक्स. और अगर ये वेरिएबल के बाद लगा है देन इट विल बी सेड एज postfix. So now we have the concept of doing two things. For calculating increment and decrement, we have to understand two things, that is assigning the value and increasing the value. Now the concept said when we have to do this and which one among them is step number 1 and step number 2. So as you can see prefix here, this is the concept that the sign will be before variable. But here we have the postfix. So we will do this one. Okay. And here we have the opposite steps. For this we have to firstly increase the value, then we have to assign the value And here we have to first assign the value and then increase the value. Same thing we have to do here, pre and post. Again, we have the concept of post. Okay, so here we have to do firstly assign, and because this is a symbol of minus, that means decrement, so then you have to do the decrease in value, decrement in value. Okay, and here for pre, you have to firstly decrease the value and then you have to do assigning of the value. Let's make it more clear with the calculation. Okay, so here only one variable is there. For example, I am taking y is equals to x plus 1. Okay, so this is the post. If we have the x equals to 3, now what we have to do? See here. So we have to do the post thing. So firstly we have to assign the value, then we have to increase the value. So firstly we will say that y equals to 3 and then we will increase this value to 4. Then it will be said as x equals to 4 and y equals to 3. In the same manner we have to do the decrement also. Now we have the relational operators. They perform relational operation between two operands. They compare two values and returns either true or false. अब यहाँ पे relational की बात की है, that means it will talk about relation. So for example equals to, relation क्या होता है? जब हम comparison कर रहे हैं किसी के behalf पे. Okay, so equals to means this symbol is known as equal to. This symbol will say not equal to. This will say greater than, and this one will say less than. This one will say greater than or equal to, and this will say less than or equal to. Now we have logical operators. Logical operators are used to combine Boolean values. They are used when two or more conditions are to be evaluated. जब हमारे पास दो या दो से ज़्यादा conditions है, okay, then we will apply the logical operators. Okay, now logical operators में हमारे पास example है and in quotes. So this will say logical and, this sign will say logical or, and this sign will say logical not. Okay, then we have the declaration of variables. In Java, variables are the name of storage location. Okay, now we declare them to the compiler after declaring suitable names to them. अब हम उन्हें compiler कह देते हैं जब उनके नाम हम change कर लेते हैं. Declaration helps in following ways. अब declaration क्या है? एक तरीके से हम उसे declare कर रहे हैं, उसको define कर रहे हैं. अब ये हमारी help क्या करता है? It tells the variable name to the compiler. ये compiler को एक variable name दे देता है. ये कंपाइलर को एक वेरिएबल नेम दे देता है. Now it specifies the type of data variable holds. अब ये क्या, जो वेरिएबल होल्ड कर रहा है उसका एक स्पेसिफिक टाइप दे देता है. ओके, इट मेक मी अंडरस्टैंड दैट it is the specific type of data variable. Now the place of declaration of variable in a program decides the scope of the variable. अब जो place है declaration का variable के, वो प्रोग्राम में decide कर देता है, help कर देता है to decide the scope of the variable. Now here we have example. Data type variable 1, variable 2. For example, int count, float a comma b, double pi byte a and char abc. This was the example of the following declaration of variables point. Now we have the writing a Java program. How do we write program in Java? So firstly we have to do starting of BlueJ. Let's open BlueJ, start BlueJ, and the first screen of BlueJ will appear for a moment, followed by the BlueJ working environment. After that, create a new project by selecting project, then new project, and then type the name, example 1. Okay. So यहाँ पे आपको जाके project पे, then new project, and then you have to write here the name, and then you can say that आपने start कर दिया है program. Now click the new class button, and in the create new class dialog box type the class name as class 7 in the class name box and click on OK. The class type selected in class. So आपको न्यू क्लास पे जाना है, देन आपको क्रिएट न्यू क्लास पे जाना है. आफ्टर दैट एक डायलॉग बॉक्स होगा, उसमें आपको क्लास 7 नेम से आपकी अपनी क्लास नेम बतानी है, देन ओके क्लिक करना है. देन आपको क्लास का टाइप बताना है सेलेक्टेड इन क्लास. Now a new project and class 7th will be created in the BlueJ window. Now आपने प्रोजेक्ट ओपन कर दिया है. Now we have the topic that how we enter the code. Okay, to run the program we have to understand the code and we have to understand how to apply the codes. Now double click the class 7th to display the editor window. Press Ctrl A to select the whole and delete it. Type the following code in the editor window. So first we have public, then class 7th. Then you have to use these brackets, public static void main string args. This is a constant statement. This will not change in your any program. Okay, in your whole of the program this will remain constant. Okay, it is the starting. Then you have to use again the commas, system.out, the print and hello friends, and you will see it will print hello friends. Now we have explanation. See here. The first line of the program contains a keyword class to declare the main class of the program, and class 7th is the name given to it. जो first line होगी आपके प्रोग्राम की वो एक कीवर्ड कंटेन करेगी जो कि डिक्लेयर करेगा कि आपकी मेन क्लास प्रोग्राम क्लास 7 है. ओके, जो आपने उसको नाम दे रखा है. एवरी क्लास डेफिनेशन बिगिंस विद कर्ली ब्रैकेट्स. जो भी क्लास की स्टार्टिंग होगी वो कर्ली ब्रैकेट से और क्लोजिंग ब्रैकेट से एंड हो जाएगी टू इनक्लोज द स्टेटमेंट ऑफ द क्लास. नाउ द थर्ड लाइन डिफाइंस द मेन फंक्शन ऑफ द क्लास. जो थर्ड लाइन होगी वो मेन फंक्शन दिखाएगी आपके क्लास का. After that, here Java interpreter starts the execution of the program. यहाँ से आपका जो Java interpreter है वो अपना काम start कर देगा execution का. Now keywords used in the statement are, जो हम keywords इसमें use करेंगे वो हैं public, static, void, string, args. Okay. So here public says the function is declared as public, which is SS specifier, that is the function can be called from anywhere. अब यहाँ पे पब्लिक नेम इसलिए यूज किया है इसे बताने के लिए कि ये चीज एसएस हो जाएगी, पब्लिक से एसएस हो जाएगी. ओके, कहीं से भी, anywhere, from anywhere. Now static means the function main, this bracket belongs to the entire class and not the part of any object of the class, that is all objects share this information. So यहाँ आपको बताया जाएगा कि ये स्पेसिफिक है, ये और चीजों से कनेक्टेड नहीं है. That's why it is separated with the brackets. Now void is quite similar to avoid. Okay, it is a return type which specifies that the main function does not return any value. Okay, so यहाँ पे आपकी जो वैल्यू होगी, जो आपका आंसर होगा वो रिटर्न नहीं होगा. ओके, यहाँ पे आपको बताया है कि जो मेन फंक्शन होगा वो रिटर्न में कभी भी वैल्यू नहीं देगा. नाउ वी हैव स्ट्रिंग्स आर्ग्स. इट डिक्लेयर्स द पैरामीटर नेम्स आर्ग्स. यहाँ पे आप आर्ग्स की जगह पे कोई और वेरिएबल भी ले सकते हो, कंटेनिंग एन एरे ऑफ स्ट्रिंग्स. ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट सेट ऑफ कर्ली ब्रैकेट्स, दिस encloses the statement of the main function. जो मेन फंक्शन की आपने स्टेटमेंट लिखी है वो आपके इन नेक्स्ट ब्रैकेट्स में इंक्लोज होती है. Next line is the only executable statement in this program. जिसकी बाद की लाइन है वहीं से आपका executable program होगा. Only those words, those sentences will be executed. That is system.out print hello sir, which will print the line hello sir on the computer screen. Here println is a method of static out object belonging to the system class. Now students, that was all about your chapter. Now we have the key points of this chapter. Java is developed by Sun Microsystem USA. BlueJ is a Java development environment to teach students an introductory level. Now, Java tokens are variable operators, keywords and constants. Now, BlueJ is also called IDE, that is Integrated Development Environment. Now, keywords are the reserved words which have special meaning for the language. Keywords ऐसे हैं reserved word है, okay? जो कि एक special meaning रखते हैं language के लिए. Keywords can't be used as variable names. Keywords को हम कभी भी variable के names में use नहीं कर सकते हैं. Now, variable is the memory location used to store data values for the program. Then we have operators in Java are arithmetic, relational, logic and increment decrement operators. So student, that was all about your key points as well as the chapter. On the behalf of the above explained chapter, you people are provided with the back exercise of this chapter, which you people have to do by yourself. Now, I hope each and every concept of this chapter is totally clear to you. If you found any query in any part of this chapter, please go once again to this video so that your concept is totally clear. Now, I will meet you in the next video. Meanwhile, keep on learning, stay healthy, stay care. Bye-bye.